Can everybody hear me? Is there is there feedback? Let me know. Don't need to be having that on anymore. Can everybody hear me, or is there some kind of crazy delay? Y'all let me know, because I've got it up on multiple computers so that I can read comments. Okay, Austin Ledbetter says you can hear me. What's up, everybody? It's been a long week, you guys. It's been a long week of all kinds of different things. I'm actually going to make a comment here. Thanks to Addictive Photography for today's background. This is actually Bub Meadows. He made this, so just want to make sure everybody can see that there. I couldn't get it to fit the frame, so I just wanted to give Bub his credit. We're here, we're hanging out. I don't think I'm going to do a podcast this week, just because of scheduling and all the other different things that kind of come into play during this week. This week has been really weird. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure by now you guys have heard about the news and about the information about Wes King. Obviously, that's pretty rough, and anybody that was watching the live feed, they got to see everything kind of happen in real time, and then it got shifted over to me, and it's a little therapeutic being able to get on here and talk to you guys and talk about everything, because it was, I've seen some stuff in my life that isn't good, and there's a lot of people who have seen things a lot worse than me, but I can tell you that that was awful, and it was really tough. And I was at the production trailer, and there were guys on the hill, and those guys on the hill, I've seen them not take this title, but we had a bunch of heroes out there, a bunch of heroes doing a job that they did not necessarily sign up to do. They saw some things they didn't sign up to see. So thanks to those guys, and thanks to everyone for your support for Wes. I'm not a big player in this game by any means, but it's been really, really encouraging to see the off-road community come through. What I did want to do is I'm going to post some links to the GoFundMe's and things like that in chat here, because I think it helps, and I can tell you guys that they've raised a really sizable amount of money. They've raised $57,000 as of right now, and I believe that there is a Razor giveaway either still going on or going to be wrapping up here soon. And I know that $20,000 will be going to Wes King from Mr. David Uptain at Razor Life. So happy to have a bunch of people out here supporting us, but all of that stuff is super important, and it's really something special to see the community come together. But I just wanted to get on here. It's funny, actually. My son's waking up here just a little bit right as we get started, which is perfect timing, but I'm going to see if I can't get him to sleep. But I just want to get on here and talk to you guys. I want to see how everybody's doing. I want to see, if everybody's holding up okay. I know that I've reached out to a couple people, and a couple of the guys that were more heavily involved in the scenario and all that stuff, but I think that there's a lot of really good takeaways from this weekend, and I don't know about you guys, but seeing that, it put a dampener on everything for me. And again, this isn't about me. It's wasn't my intention to talk about any of this stuff, but it'll really make you think about the sport And some of the people I was talking to while we were wrapping up the event and getting everything tied up was, this is an incredibly dangerous sport and things like that. There's tons of safety precautions, but things do happen, and um, it's hard, and it's hard to come to grips with, like, we got another race, not this weekend, but next weekend. And there's I think that there's a race every weekend coming up for quite a while after Easter. I know we have Pro Rock, and then we have a makeup race for the National Rock Racing Association. So a lot of racing coming. It changes how you look at things a little bit. It really does. I'm actually going to make myself just a little bigger here. So I am testing out some new tools here. On the streaming side, it seems to be working really well. But I want you guys to chime in. Let me know how you're doing, because I'm not going to spend the entirety of this stream talking about this matter. I am going to leave the background of Wes up while we're hanging out. But go check out the GoFundMe. Contribute if you can. Say a prayer. That both of those are just absolutely worth their weight in gold to say. So glad to have you guys. I want to make sure everybody else is holding up okay. Get on here, just talk, hang out. I have some topics I do want to talk about. I'm going to play some games here in a little while. I'm going to talk about a new build that I have coming down the pipeline here very soon. And, just want to see how everybody's doing. Want to hang out, and I want to kind of shake some of the dust off, because it's been a really rough week. It was a rough weekend. So let me know how you guys are doing. And I think we're going to start with RC stuff. I'm going to talk about a few things here and there after I get see if I can't get little man back to sleep here. I'm going to pull the blinds just a little bit. I don't know if it's stopped raining where you guys are, but the rain has not subsided here. It seems like it'll just always be raining for the rest of my life here. But what we're gonna do is first, I'm gonna start a new build. So I reached out to Addictive Racing Series. That's Travis Vance, and one of the things that I talked to him about was that I really wanted a new chassis. And that's a 1/10 2.2 scale chassis. So I reached out to him, and he mentioned, kind of worked out a situation where I think we're gonna be square and all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm gonna show you guys a picture of the new car that I'm gonna have made, and I'm really, really, really excited for it. But let me go ahead and jump this bad boy. Get it on screen here. Put it behind me. Now, I appreciate everybody being patient, because, still learning off this whole new setup. But I am actually going to be building a new, have an RC chassis built. I'm going to be building the Miller Motorsports chassis. Now, Travis, he's just going to do the chassis for me, and then I'm going to take care of the metal panels, the work, the lights, and going to get everything else squared away. I'm super excited about it. It's something different, something I haven't seen being built, and these Miller Motorsport cars are super cool. Very exciting to have the opportunity to get to build one. So happy to kind of branch into that. It's going to be on AR60s. I'll probably port it over to some SSD axles at some point, because they run 9-inch housings, and it's pretty cool. I've got some of the, so here's what I have. If you see here, I got my Miller build here. I've got chase lights and stuff, but I'm actually going to be running these set of tires. So right now, nobody makes a good 2.2 Nitto, like scale Nitto. So I'll be running these Nitto tires. They're Pitbull Berserkers, but they're pretty much the Nitto lineup. And if Axial, I've told him twice, a couple times actually, even when we were working with him on the Rift, and I'm going to talk about the Rift here in a few minutes. I told him 2.2 R35 compound Nittos, and that'll be the end of all of that stuff. So really excited to have that going on, and we've got everything I'll show you guys a little bit of my inspiration. The Ripper is not the car that I want to build. That's one thing that I'm kind of set on, because although I think that so this gentleman, his name is North Kona. He built a Miller Motorsports chassis like a while back, and there it is next to the big one. But it's not okay. Why is that ad coming up? It's not exactly, of course, there's no more. It's not exactly scale, in my opinion. North Kona RC Miller. It's a little off. So I'm really gonna put North Kona RC. Huh? Let's see if this will pull it up here. Miller Motorsports RC chassis. This should get us here. So, you know, a lot of times guys will turn the Ripper into the Miller car. I'm not necessarily. So I've got a comment in here that says they look cool, but when it's turtled, it's going to be hard to flip back over. It's flat on top. I'm not going to run this one for competition. You know, being at all the National Rock Racing Association events and whatnot, it's kind of shown me, like, you know, the racing side of it is really cool, but it's a long way to travel to just, you know, run for potentially 30 seconds at a time. And, you know, I don't know if that'll make anybody upset or anything, but, you know, I'm not that good of a driver when it comes down to it. I'm you know, I'm there anyways doing some work and stuff like that, but, you know, we'll see. It's kind of one of those things. I might race it, I might not. You know, I really like the scale side of all of it. I would say that the scale wheeling, scale crawling, stuff like that is probably more interesting to me than the rock bouncing side of everything. Now, I say that and I have a rift. I did see today, and I'm going to pull this up here for everybody, that the let me get that back up in here, that the new Rift axles have been shipped. Now, I've talked to Axial. You know, back and forth a little bit, but we never distinctly talked about when the replacement axles or what the replacement axles are going to look like. But I can tell you that there was a post here made earlier. Well, I don't know what these are, but that looks pretty promising. That's pretty cool. Cool. Possibly not in this group, possibly in another one. Maybe it's in the official group, so we'll see. But here it is. So there's an updated picture of where some of that stuff is breaking. I haven't confirmed yet or not if that is the if that's the same axle that's coming under the cars. But so this guy told everybody in the group that Horizon sent him the air quotes, quote unquote, updated version. I'm not totally sure about that. We'll have to see. But I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go on the short side right here where they've all been breaking. I'm going to JB weld it, paint it black, and I've got a few other scale things I'm going to do to make it look a lot sharper. I'm really pleased with how the painting of mine turned out here. Let's see if I can't get it here. But as far as the actual RC competition stuff goes, it doesn't grab me as much. You know, I really like the scale stuff. I think there's some scale things that you can do to the axle that'll make it look a lot cooler, a lot more interesting looking. And again, mine's super capable. I climbed, you know, the hills that they were racing on, climbed some of the course at Wildcat, and I really enjoy playing with it. It is the absolute best, and we'll see how that Miller car turns out. So I'm excited to do that. It'll be something different, like I said. But you know, talking again just about racing and all that kind of fun stuff here. I'm actually going to go back and make myself just slightly bigger again here, if I can do that. Background, the game. I have no idea how I made myself bigger earlier. Can't seem to find. Oh, there we go. There's my window. So let's talk about racing for a minute, because obviously after last weekend, racing is hard, and there's a lot of consequence for stuff like that. You know, I have had every range of emotion this week. Everything from I'm not ever going to get back into a side-by-side again. I'll never, you know, do a hill climb again. I'm done with it. I'm just going to do RCs, and everything in between. And, you know, even so, as far to, you know, think about the future of my family and things like that. Like, you know, if I got a 4-seater, my kids are in the back and things like that. So this has really rocked me to some degree. What's going on, you know, this week and last weekend. It's been really hard to get some of the mental images out. I think, you know, obviously I'll keep my machine, all that kind of fun stuff. I've kind of backed off that idea just a little bit, but I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel? Because I know that there's people out there that are they're going through all this together, and I think a lot of it is the guys who were there. But it's been on my mind a lot, and it's a little atypical for me to be thinking about something like this. So that's why I wanted to get on here. I just wanted to hang out with you guys. I know I've got a handful of you guys in here, and you know, we had a nice beer to end out the workday, and my wife she's having dinner with the girls tonight, and so I've got me and old Junior over there. So it's a good night, hang with the boys. We're gonna play some games. So Beam.NG released a new update yesterday. It's the Beam.NG 2.022. Gotta get this camera all fixed again here. So what happened when the release came out is, you know, the release comes out, there's like a host of bugs and issues with it and everything in between. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you guys through how to get everything set up, basically start from scratch on configurations, things like that, because I really want to play, haven't had a lot of time to play, figured I'd jump on stream, and I've got a lot of really cool stuff that's happened in Beam.NG since I last streamed rather. And one of the cool things is the guy who does a lot of the modding for Beam.NG, he reached out to me, and he basically was like, hey man, we have a little group of all the modders and the developers, and we want you to come hang out with us, all this and that. So I've gotten access to some unreleased projects, some released projects, and I was just going to go through some stuff today because it's pretty cool. The game is cool. I've had fun doing it. I'm excited about the RC build. I'm excited about the Rift because, you know, I'll tell you guys one more thing I did with the Rift to make it a million times better. Let me pull up one more time here. I think it's a Tactic 235 receiver. TTX 300. So let me pull this up one last time before you know, we get pulling here for the fun stuff. Okay, so on the Rift, everybody has basically complained that the electronics are less than desirable. The ESC in particular, you know, have weird things. The RX TX is weird things going on with it. I mentioned this to Axial in kind of like late in our R&D because I really started having issues probably about 30, 35, 40 hours into playing with it. And I'm not exactly sure why. I think the stem, or where it all stemmed from, was that Axial asked me to pull the receiver out and let the car sit for a minute. And there was actually an issue with the receiver where, you know, if you get all of them off the ground and you have the AVC on, or all of the 4 tires off the ground have the AVC on, it'll actually slowly turn to one direction. So, you know, interesting stuff there, no doubt. You know, it's a little bug that they were fixing. But after I pulled that receiver out, first off, it is a pain to get that receiver out from underneath the Rift. And man, I've gotten more robocalls and spam calls in the past couple of days, and it is some horse. I'm done with it. I don't even answer them anymore, or I don't answer them. I block the number so that they can't call on whoever's number, you know, because they like impersonate numbers. So I don't, no interest in dealing with them. Glad to have everybody in chat. If you're in chat, just let me know you're here. You know, say what's up. Let's all hang out. Let's because we're about to have some fun here in a few minutes. But with the Rift, what I did was let's put this back in here and pull this all the way back in. This is my new software. It's not too shabby, to say the least. Okay, so I had an extra one of these laying around from like a ready to run kit or something like that. Whatever it was, is just, you know, the standard tactic receiver that comes, or transmitter that comes with it. And I had one, and I actually ordered one of these for 25 bucks. I actually ordered two because I had another receiver that was junk on me. I put this tactic. Well, actually, this is not the one I have because this has way too many inputs. I have the cheap version, which is this one right here, the 325. Yeah, it was like 25 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever. Um, I put that in there, and then I paired it with my Tactic T transmitter, and all of my Rift problems are gone. I have exactly what I need to have. Now, I will say I have broken my stock axle, but it's only cracked right now. It's not totally cracked in half. So Axial sent me a replacement, and I just haven't replaced it because I'm not going to just put another one under there. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to JB weld where it's super weak, and you know, I'll kind of mold it at best. I'll put a lot of JB weld on there and go back later and kind of file some of it off and make it look somewhat nice, as nice as you can. But you know, it's not broken yet. It's not cracked and, you know, completely where it doesn't, you know, the axle's hanging off. So I'm cool. I'm gonna hang out with it. It's cool. But the best thing, and I need to make a YouTube video about it, but swapping out that TXRX, it took me, you know, it cost me what, 40 bucks in total, and it was what does this one cost? I had this one laying around. So this is 50 bucks. So for, you know, 100 bucks you can fix it, but it kind of sucks to have to do that. I just had one of these laying around, and I spent 25 bucks on a receiver. I don't know. I really wish they would have not put that electronic system in there. It's been really the bane of my existence for a while. So, you know, whatever. Whatever. All right. I need to stop sharing my screen here. So we'll pull this one and transition this. All right, guys, let's talk about Beam.NG. They released the update. I've got a lot of really cool stuff to show you guys, like real cool stuff to show you guys, and I'm excited. So y'all let me know, make sure that you can hear the game here, because we should be able to hear the game pretty easy. So I was having an issue with the update. Some mods I was using, they were breaking the game. So let's see if I can put some of these in here that will work, and we'll see how this all works. Now what I'm basically doing is I'm going through the mod section, and I'm just turning stuff back on that I had turned off. Yeah, I'll take the 454 back. And I really think I have just about everything I need. I would really like, ooh, yeah, you guys want to see that one. I'm going to try a certain map that I really hope works, but I'm not 100% sure that it's going to work for us. So if I have to go through this in and out process a little bit, y'all just bear with me, because it does take a little bit of time here. So okay, we'll get all that squared away. We'll go in here, free roam, and all right, let's see if this works. Now this one is actually available on the mod marketplace, or the mod repo place, but I was having issues with some of the other maps that Gabe has made. Gabe is one of the guys in the new group that I've gotten a chance to join. Super talented in terms of what he can do. There's a couple of guys. There's a guy named Brute, Spun, Gabe, and Nix. And Nix has done a lot of the actual like object rendering, object modeling, things like that. So, but Gabe has done a really good job with this map in particular. And they have another map that's based off of Moab. Like, it's an insane map, but I was actually having some issues with the memory space with it. It looks like this one's going to work for us. Fingers crossed here that it doesn't boot me out here. So this is my current truck. Now, this truck right here is not available to the general public, if I'm not mistaken. They've done quite a bit of work on here, but a lot of my a lot of my own personal preference things have been changed because when I updated to the new version, I lost my configurations file. So, and I possibly have lost some of the, yeah, so I've lost some of the mods because I haven't figured out exactly which ones are corrupted or not. And I figured that would probably not be the best thing to do on stream with everybody. But what I'm doing here is, one of the really cool things about this game is you can pretty much design everything how you want it. I do know that engine was giving me some issues earlier, so I'm going to put a 454 LSX in there. And y'all let me know if that audio on the game is too loud. It should be okay, I think. It should be all right, but you know, we'll see. I think the stream is just a little bit behind as well in terms of what I'm seeing the comments come through and things like that. So, ooh, it looks like the stream here is frozen. So let's see if we can get that fixed up here. All right, video, the game. So let's do this. Okay. All right, let's try this now. Let's see if this is working. Okay, cool. Looks like it's working now. I think I'm going to keep it windowed. Actually, I can't just keep it windowed here. So I'm going to have to shrink it down. That looks really bad. So let's try this full screen again. And I hope the full screen is not what is causing it to freeze for you guys. And it looks like it is the issue. So we'll put it back in windowed mode. You guys can see that. And then we'll just have to keep it kind of like that. All right, cool. So cool stuff. Again, let me know if you guys can get the audio or if the audio from the game is too much or anything. But we're gonna do some wheeling here. I gotta switch some of these controls around too. What's everybody up to tonight, man? So what I'm doing here is I'm just going through and setting some key bindings so that I can just press buttons rather than having to do a bunch of really, you know, crazy stuff here. Oh, I'm looking for resetting the home position. I've missed it somewhere. Now they changed a bunch of the key stuff in here too. Reset all vehicle physics, reset. Don't want to do that, I don't think. We'll try that. Huh. There it is. So we are going to set home position to 1, set this to 2, apply, and we'll come back here just to see if that actually saved or not. Their settings have been awfully weird here in the past. Like since this update came out, settings have basically been junk. So gameplay, and then yeah, just 1 and 2. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and set it here. Now, if you can't tell, this is a trailing arm car, and it's IFS up front. So this is actually the speed version of this car that I have. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to do the 2-door crawl version. And if you see, same truck basically, A little bit different on the suspension here, and it's got a solid axle in the front. So a lot of customization that you can do in this car, or in this game rather. And I've got the suspension set a little funky. I'm going to have to probably remember exactly what I was doing here. Definitely going to have to do some. So there's all of this custom tuning that my camera is covering up. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drag me to cover up the speedometer here, and I'm going to make myself just a little smaller here. So how's that? And that way you guys can see everything that I'm working on. So this is for the front coilovers. This is for the rear coilovers. It looks like my front end is jacked up all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make that spring rate in the rear end just a little bit more, and see if that'll kind of give us just a little bit more ride height. I think, obviously you want this to be super, not super tall by any means, but a lot of ground clearance in the rocks will definitely help out. It's locked in the rear, and I just, you can use the buttons behind. Okay, now that I'm done messing with those, I'll put me back in this corner. And this is Beam.NG. It's a really fun game, all kinds of rock crawl and stuff like that. So I got to take my socks off. So if you're not familiar, I use a full steering wheel and pedal in this game. So full, got brake, gas, all that kind of fun stuff. And it's not too bad for sure, but I've got the transmission tuned nice and low. I probably need to make this low gear just a little bit lower. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So as you saw earlier, we did the springs and the tuning that way. I can do all the tuning on the on the shock bypasses, things like that. So if you see here, low gear ratio is not exactly low enough yet. So we're going to take it down to 6-to-1 in the drivetrain, and we're going to take it to 9. We'll do basically 10 at the transfer case. So this should be much lower, which definitely looks like it's a lot lower for us. So we're gonna, now you'll have to forgive me, I don't have an actual shifter here. I've actually just got paddles for this one. So we're gonna do a little bit of rock crawling here. If you guys have questions, want to chime in, have any suggestions for things, let me know. We're just gonna do some trail riding. I've got my tires aired down to like right at like 10 psi, so should work out in our favor for sure. And if you can't tell, I am running some 40-inch Nittos. Nix did make me some 42-inch Nittos. I just haven't put them on this car yet. So we'll see what we can come up with, but definitely already having some trouble right out of the gate here. It's really kind of frustrating. Now, again, just for sake of, rock crawling, trailing arms are really not the way to go. I do have like a mob version of this car, which can like pound the dirt and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to second gear drop this one. Dustin says, am I ready for bikini bottoms? Yes, I am. I was talking a little bit earlier about kind of coming back to racing after this weekend, and I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I kind of have some like weird, not mixed feelings, but it's just weird. The whole thing's just weird and feels weird, and I don't know. It's just a hard thing to come back from seeing, but I will be at Bikini Bottoms, not this weekend, but next weekend. It is the makeup race for the Southern, or I think it'll be the Southern Rock Racing Series, and just we'll see. Maybe I'll feel a little different as time goes on, but yeah, I am ready for sure. I'm excited to get out and see everybody again, make sure everybody else is doing okay. Like I said, that there were some guys that were pretty affected by it all, last weekend and stuff. And obviously, any updates we can hear on Wes are very welcome news. I think I've got the front end just either a little too stiff or a little too tall. It's just not exactly what I want, but I can tell you that this car, sorry, I know I'm moving this camera around quite a bit too. This car is not, it's just not doing what I want. I'm high centered again already. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to get another machine. So here are some of the choices for machines that I have. And I didn't want to bust this one out already, but you know, I can show you guys something pretty cool here. If I can get it to load without exploding. Now, I will say this, in the new version of the game seems to be running quite a bit faster, so that's cool. Man, is it really? I think it just wants to be on fire today. Saying the fuel tank is ruptured. Huh. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna change vehicles here. I don't know why that one's choosing to do that. So there was an update this week that made some of these not exactly work the same way, but this one's pretty cool. If you guys don't recognize this one, my game here froze a little bit on me. There it is. So I found some of these files online and gotten a chance to mess with them just a little bit. Now I'm really curious. Yeah, so I'm a developer during my day job, which means I write code for a living. And I actually got in there and messed with some of the code in now obviously if you can't tell, this is the Outlaw 1 buggy. But I messed with some of the code for this Outlaw machine, and I gave it like way too much power. I'm actually going to take this one to a different map and show you guys some of the. This one, buddy. Kid's having a bad dream. So we'll go here, and then it probably doesn't help that I'm out here, just hollering at my computer. But the Outlaw buggy has a ton of power. Dustin, just if you do come to Bikini Bottoms, man, come see me for sure. All right. So I can show you guys this one here. Is not the car I want. Actually, I kind of wanted to see. There was a mod that I downloaded for this vehicle, which is a two-wheel drive pre-runner that I really wanted to test out but didn't get a chance to. So cool car. I really prefer the Stroop version because I really like. I'm a rock bouncer guy. I like seeing the chassis on all this stuff, and it was the front suspension. I think it was in the steering. No, what was it? I may not have turned it back on, but it was some kind of drift setup. But either way, we can. I'm trying to remember where the hills are. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I know like getting a little whiplash on this camera for sure. So there's some hills down there. That should work. Show you guys a little bit of pre-runner action here. I want to know, Hillrod Films says game nerd on deck. I haven't seen you in a rock bouncer yet. It depends. You talking about in the game or in real life? I used to be Team Rock Bouncer crew, but I've got one in the game that I can show you right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and remove that vehicle, and I'm going to go find us. I think that this is where the hills are supposed to be. I think I'm going to have to go through here and open this map here. So the other Utah Remastered, that's the one that I would like to play. And let me look for the steering one that I was looking for just a minute ago there. It's possible. No, it's on there. I may just have to dig for it. So we'll go down here to Utah Remastered. It said Hill Rod said Razor Buggy don't count. LOL. Need to see you ride with a racer soon. We'll see. We'll see, Hill Rod. I'd like to see you at an event, man. I'd like to get a chance to meet you. Obviously you're around the sport all the time, man. So I want to come hang out with you, man. It says jump in with Bobby Tanner next race. No. That guy is wild, man. I don't have the stones for that, I don't think. So this is the first time loading this map, so it may take just a few minutes. But thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'm excited about this new way to do streaming. If you can't tell, the new stream system it's working really well on my end. Curious to know if it is like laggy on y'all's end, or if it's still pretty spot on. It's pretty right for me. It's nice just to get a chance to play some games, you guys. Sure, all the parents and other people who are super busy all the time, y'all feel me. It's hard to get time to do stuff. Oof. Okay. All right, so this is my so again, I write code, and I got a chance to get in there and mess with some of the files for this vehicle, and I put I think the torque at like 4,000 RPM for this version of the Outlaw buggy is like 12,000 maybe 12,000 foot-pounds. So it's pretty bananas. But what that basically turns into is it turns into a tremendous amount of instant power. And I've tried to do quite a bit of tuning on here. Let's see if I can. Now see, the issue with this Outlaw buggy is that it doesn't have any weight on the front end. I haven't figured out how to like add weight to the chassis yet. All right, let's try that one more time. I'm gonna hit it a little wide this time. Yeah, it is Hill Rod. It is awesome to come in here at night and get a chance to play some games, man. After a long day of work and I can't make it out to any kind of trail or anything, it's nice to get in here and be able to play some. I have Mud Runner, and I don't know, it didn't feel as good as this game feels. I feel like this game has a little bit more like realistic when it comes to like the actual traction it'll give you and stuff, and I had a real issue with the steering in Mud Runner too. Let's see if I can have a little bit of a better driver from inside here. I really doubt it. Hill Rod says, let's crash it. All right, I'm gonna hold it to the floor. Let's try it again here. I was also going to go in the game files for this one and rewrite some of the strength for the front axles, because the front axles are really super weak. But I definitely, and obviously the rear axles too, I definitely made the power too power. It's got too much power. I wonder if I shifted in low, how much get she's got. I'm sure she's got plenty. A little bit more manageable. Okay. We're gonna let her eat if we're gonna do anything. So I got a question. Nick Morgan asks, what buggy is Josh running now that he's sold Outlaw 2? Is he running low cash? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think he is. I saw that Outlaw Fab was building a new machine, but I think that's actually Gilbert himself. I don't know. Why don't you guys tag him and let's see if we can't figure it out, because I would be interested to know myself. Let's see if I can get this full-size bouncer to work again. Oh, yes. Wait. I think it's going to work for us. There we go. All right. Cool. Now, there's an issue with this one I don't like as much. The transmission in it doesn't shift right. I need to get into the actual game files and get in there and change some stuff, because I know you guys can probably hear it's wanting to upshift. And also the nodes or the mechanics on this buggy or something, sometimes it'll occasionally just get stuck on stuff like you saw there. It's like the front diff went into the ground. But this machine is way more manageable. And also I need to get a bigger tire on this car. I'm running the Reds option, which, not a rock bouncer tire at all, but still interesting. Hillrod, I know that you just opened up the Toyota studio, the tattoo studio, man. How's business going for you? Always keep up with you, man. I had no idea that you were such a gifted artist, man. And this goes for everybody. If you guys want to chat, want to hang out, just chime in. Let's talk. I've got an empty house and a baby that's asleep, so I'm ready to hang out. We're out here. We're playing Beam.NG Drive, trying to get a little bit of hill climbing done here. I can't believe how well that this machine is working tonight. That's crazy. Out the top, sucker. So Chris McKnight, he wants to know. Okay, so Nick, hang on, let me just catch up here. Nick Morgan says. Nick Morgan says, I don't know if you've covered yet, but how is Wes doing? So as far as I know, Wes is doing pretty good. They did the preliminary operations, which included putting some pins in his fingers and hands to make sure that they all stay straight while the skin kind of contracts as it dries out a little bit. They have not done the sorry, I'm reading some of those comments coming in. They haven't done the actual skin grafts yet with the cadaver skin, if I recall correctly, or perhaps the cadaver skin went down first and then they could start doing the real skin graft. I believe that the actual skin grafts will happen on Friday, so just extra prayers on Friday. But he's doing great. I know that he got a chance to listen to On the Hill with Nick and Friends, and the episode is pretty much just talking about him and some of the cool things he's done. So he was responsive to that. He's responsive, although he's being medically sedated. So praise God for that. Absolutely. Thanks for asking about him, Nick. Chris McKnight says, hey, Jesse, what bouncer mod is that? I had to do some digging, to find this bouncer mod is called the DW bouncer or DWB bouncer. It's outdated and it's only available on a super sketchy Russian site. So unless you're willing to put your computer at a little bit of risk, I had a few. I have a few tools at my disposal, but I was able to find it and get it downloaded where I could safely download it rather. So DWB, and they also, the same guy built the Outlaw bouncer, but this one is definitely is pretty cool. Not too bad at all. Again, I wish I wasn't having to run reds, but the other tires are goofy looking. Hillrod said, or John Arnold, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. I hope to see you soon, man. Hillrod says, watch the video. Yeah, it was rough, man. It was really rough. You know, I don't exactly know. Take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, everybody. Wes was on fire on hills 1, and he was smoking on hill 1 and had a severe smoking on hill 2. I'm not exactly sure what the issue was. Don't know. Don't really care, but I really, really, really wish that he would have looked a little harder at what was causing the issues on hill 2, because one has to believe that was probably related. But the video is rough and it's been taken down and all that kind of fun stuff. So no worries. No need to go look for it. So William Wadley asks, is Beam.NG Drive free on MacBook Air? No, it's not free. I think I actually paid like $20 for it. And yeah, so Chris McKnight says, download the next tire mod in the game mod list and see if you can change the tire setup. No, you can't with this one, unfortunately. So the way that this one is spec'd out is it's not compatible with pretty much anything. It kind of sucks. Let's see if I can do this. I think that this is a portal option, but yeah, the way that this guy wrote the software or designed this piece rather is that's pretty much what you get here. Is you get one option, and I've thought about remodeling this, but I'm just not I'm not skilled enough yet, so I'll look into doing it. But yeah, man, this is the machine if you're going to invest some time in to definitely put some time into this one, because this is a cool one for sure. Add a little portal axle there in the rear. Cool stuff. But yeah, Chris, I actually got a chance to hang out with Nix and those guys that make a lot of the mods for this game, man. And they're super cool guys. And I'll show you guys here in just a few minutes some of the cool stuff I have from those guys that hasn't been released yet. And I really want to climb this hill here, but I'm going to need a little bit more power, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it off of this one. A sequential shift here just does not want to work for me. I don't know why it's trying to do that right now. And see, there's not another if you go to automatic transmission, manual transmission, maybe there is a solution to my problems here. All right, so let's drop that in. Cool. Looks like there is a solution here. I'm going to just put it in third. And okay, so you really need to get running if you're going to use that manual. Yeah, I can try getting a little bit more speed here, but there's just a couple of things like right close enough in the way that I think it'll slow me down just a little too much to stay in third gear. And that was just bad driving. There we go. This is it. Oh, it just doesn't want it. It just won't give it to me. Let's see if I can't start in second here. Give it a... Now, I'll tell you what car will climb this hill, no problems, is I got a the Outlaw will climb this. I'll show you guys really quickly the Outlaw version here. It'll shoot up this like an absolute rocket ship. Pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna load the Outlaw. Now I will say that the performance of this machine is like, or the performance of this game since the update's like way better between shifting and all that stuff. But I did modify these, and I made the power ridiculous. So if I can keep them all planted here. All right, it's kind of ridiculous. Almost. There it is, boys. There it is, boys. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. All right, on to the next. All right, I'm about to rock it. Put this one into outer space. If I could steer. Not too shabby. I'll let this one roll. And again, this is a soft body like simulator, so all the breakage and stuff is pretty realistic, and that one caught on fire, in fact. Hillrod says, man, I wish real life had a reset button. Dude, me too, man. If I could wheel like this and like undo breakage and put myself in better positions, it'd be awesome. But with this machine and the current tune that I have programmed into it, I mean, it can walk a long hill like that for sure. Easy mode. And again, like I said, I wanted to write some code to kind of fix this, because basically anytime that front end lands on anything, it breaks. Hillrod says, I was there the day Hollingsworth broke his back in the Outlaw buggy. Yikes, dude. That's rough. That is rough, man. I wish wish that had never happened. But it sounds like Hollingsworth's building a new chassis, so it's good to see him being out there. I've seen him floating around at a couple races and things like that during the off season. Now, with a massive power like this machine has, it's kind of hard sometimes to manage it. Definitely think I need to make the suspension on this one pretty stiff, because I don't think it's stiff enough yet. Because I should be able to bang that front end up and not have that hit the rocks. William Wadley asked, do you stream daily? I don't, honestly. I used to stream a lot more. My son was born. It kind of takes a little bit of time away, so you just kind of got to catch it on the right day. It's not every day. But what I typically will do is I'll put a heads up on my Facebook account, and probably, that morning I'll say, hey, I'm probably going to stream, or at lunchtime I'll put something up about streaming. 9 times out of 10 it's on the weekends, but I had some free time tonight. Work's been stressful this week, and no harm, no foul. Always get a chance to hang out, and my wife's out right now, and my son is asleep, so can't beat that. And my daughter is my stepdaughter is with her dad right now, so it's just me and the sleepy boy at the house. Yeah, it's kind of this two-step. It's causing me a little bit of issues here. Man, it's like I just touched the gas at all. All right, I'm actually going to show you guys a few different machines that I have too while you guys are on here. Now, I will tell you guys this. This game is multiplayer. How old is my son? My son is 6 weeks old, so he is actually asleep in the swing right next to me. So let's see here. I got a 6. We'll do this one. So this is the best car I've ever made in this game, and it looks like crap. Hillrod says, I think you should be in the garage fabbing up a rock bouncer stroller. Yeah, maybe. You know, I'm excited about. I don't know if you guys were in the stream when I was talking about it, but I've just hooked up with Addictive Race Series, and they're gonna build me a really cool new chassis, not one that he typically builds. It's gonna build me a Miller Motorsports Ultra 4 chassis. You know, that car won the Ultra 4 overall last year, so cool to have that. We're going to have something put together, I think, in about a month or so. So cool to have that. I'm focused on getting parts ready for that as that comes in, and hanging out with the kiddo and the races and all that kind of fun stuff. So I got a lot of stuff on the table. William Wadley says, wow, so you guys just had him. Congrats. Yeah, man, thank you. Absolute blessing. Absolute blessing. But this car right here, it has so... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, I just had to make sure it had the right engine in here. It has so much power and so much torque that I'm pretty sure the mod may be gone, but this is also the longest vehicle that I could find in the game, and it really does work. One thing that's like extremely underrated in the off-road world is wheelbase. Wheelbase is everything. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and what's wrong, buddy? I think is he all right? We'll see. Looks like he might be waking up here, which might mean the end of the stream, but you know, we're gonna play it by ear. It looks like he's kind of in and out of sleep here, so we'll see. He's been asleep for probably about an hour now, so that's nice. But this car here, wheelbase is so underrated because if you can't see, that drive shaft and transfer case setup is 110% custom. Yeah, it is definitely supposed to be like that, and it's nice. Yeah, if your transfer case isn't being held up by the drive shafts, you're doing it wrong. Hillrod says, "Let me tattoo the Racing on the Rocks logo on you." I'll tell you what, Hillrod. If I on the 5-year anniversary of the show, I'll come see you for a tattoo. How's that? We're in year 3 right now. 5 years, I'll come get the tattoo. All right, this car. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to turn on some of these mods that I need for this machine to actually work pretty well. Oh man. What is everybody up to tonight, man? Because it's been cool to have everybody chime in and everything, and I love hanging out with you guys. All right, we'll turn this on. Turn that one on. Just gonna turn on all the cool stuff. Now I will see if we can show you guys one cool car before he wakes up and all that kind of fun stuff here. I think that should be That should be good. If something breaks here, we may call it a night, but I don't have time to go through and individually test all of those adjustments and all those mods I just put in. So William chimes in and says, he's not much, just watching some Netflix and a few streams. Yeah, man, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Hillrod says, taking tomorrow off to work on the Sammy buggy. Dude, that thing looks cool, man. I saw you guys out at Disney. It looks like y'all were having a good time, man. I think that was, you said your son was driving. That's awesome, man. I can't wait for that. All right. So y'all, let's do this. Let's go ahead and we'll bust out the big boy. Now this Track Fat Brawler is by far, in my opinion, the most capable, just all around machine. And you'll see here, it's something you're not going to get in every single package. Those are some USD stickies, 46-inch tall. And it's got rear steer on this machine here. I just got to be able to turn it on. So I got to go to my controls, vehicle specific, and next steering mode. It's not the one I want. Kind of funny. The steering one or the control I'm trying to put to it is it's the one that closes the menu. It's kind of funny. Hillrod says, "Don't blink. Those kids get big fast, man." You're telling me. My 7-year-old's growing up. I've known her since she was 3, and she's tearing a hole in my heart already. All right, create a new binding. I have to do this one then. Please move your controller. Switch to switch. What the heck is it trying to get me to do here? There we go. Okay, so I think that's what it was actually originally. But if you can't see here, we got quite the buggy here. Some 46s, and she's breathing kind of hard already. So she's lined up for quite the beating, needless to say. Now I can go front steer only. I can go rear steer only, and I can go parallel and opposite. So this is one of my favorite cars to drive, without a doubt, because you can do quite a bit of stuff here. But these 46s, let me tell you about these 46s. Pretty gnarly. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that it's supercharged to the absolute highest degree. Hang on here. Got myself in a bit of a pickle. I'll let this pop out of the ground. One thing about this game is that if you're in a weird spot like that, it'll only get weirder. So yeah, let's leave it right there. How's that? William Wadley says, "Here's a random thing I found on Google. So many people poop their pants at concerts. They think it's a secret to the world, but I know. I have never pooped my pants at concerts, or at a concert rather. So I think my wife said one time she was waiting for a concert to come on, like she was like at Bonnaroo or something, and she like really had to. So funny. She said how many people are watching here? She said she really had to use the bathroom, and she didn't want to lose her spot, so she used the bathroom on herself to not lose her spot. All right, I got Somebody at my front door. Y'all hang on just a second for me. All right, I'm back. So my question is, when did UPS start wearing vests like police officers? Because that was UPS, and definitely, definitely thought that was police officer, or I would not have gone back to the door. All right. So we're back, and we're letting these 46-inch USD stickies. We're letting them go, man. Now this is the Proving Grounds map, and it's a pretty good map. I will say this, that these tires are going to make this map look pretty easy with this machine too. This machine's like super killer. Now, if you can't see, front end's just getting pushed over here, so I'm actually going to back up just a click, and I'm gonna take full advantage of this rear steer here, and hopefully I don't fall into that that crack. Look at that, like a glove. Now, is it too dark for you guys? Or can y'all see everything? Yeah, man, can you imagine like the SWAT team breaking down your house? It'd be wild. All right, well, first things first, I suck at driving in a video game, so that's cool. All right, so we're gonna speed run back on up there because I did not set the right respawn point. Now, see, this is like what good old rock bouncing used to look like. Definitely some good old rock bouncing that happened at Wildcat, that's for sure. Those hills were nasty. So one thing I can do here too is I can actually, I want to go back to the Ultra 4 map, the Crawlin Island map here in just a few minutes, and I'm going to turn it on the night scale. I'm going to do some night wheeling. William Wadley says, no, it's fine. Has your house been raided by the SWAT team, man, before? Because if that's the case, you might want to have a little story time for us. All right, we'll just put her in third gear. I've noticed that there's pretty much nothing that that can withstand horsepower in any game. You know, if you just get the tires spinning, it seems to work itself out here. All right, I say that, but it just takes a good driver, and that is it's not me today. Oh, you're talking about the brightness? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was a little worried, man. If the SWAT team's already been busting down your house, we you know, that's a little different. It's a little bit of a different situation. Man. Crazy stuff, y'all. I'm actually going to I'm going to delete this car and can go up here to the rock crawling maps that I would like to go ahead and do some running on. I'm gonna follow this trail to the end here, right here. We're just gonna do some good old-fashioned trail riding. You know, nothing's better. Nothing will beat that, right? What car should I choose? Is the question. Should I go back for the truck? Should I go for the Outlaw? Should I go for like stock truck here? Let's see here. I mean, I've got a few like stock machines that are not crap. Let's see here. I've also got a machine that is huge. It's huge. That's my big machine. That's not the right tires and wheels. Let's see if this one will load. That's my big old boy. Yeah, you know what? We'll take the big old boy for 400. We'll put them on 40s though. All right. So we got some 40-inch. Looks like there's an issue with the gas tank, fuel tank, diesel fuel tank, engine. There we go. Got the little diesel set up in here. We're just gonna do some cruising. Now, this is one of my favorite machines. These are some 40-inch tall tires. And again, something's up with that cross member transmission because it is just dangling. And that is why my front rear drive shaft are broken. Perfect. So we are not going to run any of those machines because I think there's an issue with those. I built this machine. It's like a razor. We'll just run that one because, oh, cool. It's exactly where I wanted it to spawn. How did it know? Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get out of this one. Let's try it here. It's a little four-wheel steer, independent, front and rear car. A little something different, you know. I think I've got it on like 35s, which is a super small tire for what this machine needs. All right, speaking of nighttime, we're going to do a little time of day shift here. Does this one have headlights? Okay, so because this car does not have headlights, we are not going to run it. I am going to run my big old girl, my big girl truck. See if we can get this this transfer case. Let's see if I can run my Jeep. How's that? I like the Jeep a lot that I built here. All right, let's just make sure that this is the car I wanted. Yep, it looks good to me. 40-inch nittos, bypasses, all that kind of fun stuff. So we're going to make it just where everybody can see me. Just enough here. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I don't know if y'all can see really well, but we'll put it like that. How's that? A little something different. You can see the turbos up there moving around quite a bit. make it even harder. Put me in the cab here. See, I'm going to make it actually a little bit brighter. Trying to look, yeah, I guess that's all right. It's like I'm trying to watch on the stream how the lighting is actually coming through, but it looks okay. Again, I got to give some mad props to Gabe Off-Road for developing this map. Let me use it. This one is available on the store for free purchase. This is a stage 4 twin turbo or twin superchargers. I can't remember. I believe it's twin turbo setup, and I am absolutely disrespecting this vehicle. You know what? I can't see, so I'm betting y'all can't see. I'm wondering if that drive shaft is doing the same thing it was doing earlier. Just doing some light rock crawling here, right? I'm just kidding. These trails are actually pretty tough. Kind of using a cheater car that has apparently a twin turbo engine setup that doesn't really stay mounted in the car. You can see it like bouncing up in there. Trying to get that rear end to come around just a little bit. There we go. Now there's a part up here where this trail really gets to be fun. And it is right here. I do not know if I'm going to be able to get up this because I don't think I've ever climbed this particular section, this particular obstacle in this machine. It doesn't look like much, but whenever he built it just enough where, like, you see here. So they have this new addition on this game where you can actually walk around, which is cool. But there we go. So there's like a nice dip right there where that tire should go. Let's see if I can get up here. I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I'm going to have to actually go to the camera, show you guys. It's a pretty tough climb, and it's just long enough where like my wheelbase isn't going to help me. I think that's the line for me. Man. Ooh, rear drive shaft is broken. All right, let's try this one more time. All right, let's try this actually. Still got a few folks in here. If y'all are in here, chime in with me. Let's hang out. Let's talk. We'll put this big car in here. So Pedro Bonadio asked, what tire mod is that? So this is actually from the NIX NIX setup. Let's see what tire I have in here. I'm gonna put on here. So the NIX, I've got the big tires in here. This car really seems to do well with like a nice 42 or 43. So I'll put the SX on this tire. I think that should do as well. All right, cool. Let's give this a rumble here. I think the wheelbase in this is really going to help me out. Okay. It's a little locked up on me here. There we go. Okay, that is not exactly, so I need to probably report that to Beam that there's definitely some issues on the setting of the home position. But we're going to give this one more rumble here. I don't think it's enough. So cool thing, bad things about wheelbase is wheelbase will always help you out in stability, things like that, but breakover angle. So I think the real fix for me here is going to have to be, I'm going to have to put these tires all the way up on this rock right here. Right there. No luck. We'll just bypass it if this temp doesn't work here. Man, I really thought that might be it. That'll work. We can always just rock bounce it. When in doubt, rock bounce it out, right? See if we can't get on high centered here. Get out of the weeds on this one. Alrighty, I'm gonna try one more thing, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna close the stream. See how this works out. Still waiting to load this big old girl. Bummer. All right, y'all. End of the stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. It's been a long couple hours here. See you guys later.